Back in the day, the UK had a £1 banknote. It was a simple piece of paper. But paper money doesn't last long. It gets torn, washed, and just wears out. The government was spending a lot of money just to keep printing new ones. By the early 1980s, they realised they had a problem. They needed something tougher, something that could handle being passed around day after day. The average life of a £1 note was only about 9 months. That's not a lot of bang for your buck. So they decided it was time for a change. A big change. They looked at what other countries were doing. Many places had high-value coins. It just made sense. A coin could last for 40 years or more. Think about that. That's a huge saving in the long run. So the British Royal Mint got to work. They had to design a coin that was easy to recognise. It needed to feel different from other coins in your pocket. It had to be secure from fakes. The result was a brand new, thick, golden-coloured coin. On April 21st, 1983, the very first modern £1 coin was released. It was a new era for British currency. Now, this wasn't just any old coin. The Royal Mint planned something special. See, the United Kingdom is made up of 4 different countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. To celebrate this union, they decided to create a series of designs. Each year, the design on the back of the coin would change. It would represent one of the home nations. This was a brilliant idea. It turned everyday pocket change into a collection. People started looking at their coins, checking the dates, and seeing which designs they had. It got everyone interested in the story their money was telling. Over the years, we saw all kinds of cool designs. We saw the Welsh leek, the Scottish thistle, and the Northern Irish flax plant. Each one told a piece of the UK's story. These weren't just coins, they were little pieces of national identity. People would save them, trade them, and build up sets. It was a fantastic way to get the public involved with their heritage. The pound coin became more than just money. It was a circulating piece of history, a tiny metal billboard celebrating the diverse cultures that make up the United Kingdom. And that set the stage for the iconic 1997 coin. So, we get to 1997. It was England's turn again in the design rotation. The Royal Mint needed a symbol that screamed England. Something powerful, historic, and instantly recognisable. They didn't have to look far. They chose one of the oldest and most famous symbols of English royalty, the 3 lions. These aren't just any lions. They are formally known as the 3 lions passant guardant, which is a fancy way of saying 3 lions walking and looking out at you. This symbol has deep roots in English history. It's a badge of honour, strength, and the monarchy itself. The story of the 3 lions goes way back. We're talking centuries ago, to the 12th century. King Richard I, better known as Richard the Lionheart, was one of the first to use it. It became the official royal arms of England. These lions have been on shields, banners, and royal seals for over 800 years. They represent courage, royalty, and the enduring spirit of the English nation. When you see those 3 lions, you're looking at a symbol that has been through wars, revolutions, and the rise and fall of empires. It's a direct link to the knights and kings of Old England. Putting this legendary emblem on the 1997 pound coin was a no-brainer. It was a way to put a piece of that epic history right into people's hands. Think about it. Every time someone bought a newspaper or a pint of milk, they were holding a symbol that Richard the Lionheart carried into battle. For the English, it was a source of immense pride. For visitors and collectors like us here in the States, it's a tangible connection to that rich storybook past we read about. It's more than just a design. It's a statement about where the country came from. This design was part of a new series that began in 1994, celebrating the heraldry of the constituent parts of the UK. The 1997 coin was specifically for England. The lions are stacked one above the other, striding forward with confidence. This wasn't a quiet, subtle design. It was bold and powerful, just like the history it represents. It's the same symbol you see on the jerseys of England's national soccer team. It connects the past with the present, the monarchy with the common person. It was the perfect choice to represent the heart of the nation on its currency. Making one of these coins is a fascinating process. It all starts with the design. The artist, in this case, a guy named Norman Silman, created the three lions image. But you also have the head side, the obverse. For the 1997 coin, this featured the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This specific portrait was the third official one used on her coins, created by the artist Raphael Maklouf. So you have the Queen on one side and the lions on the other, a perfect pairing of the monarch and her kingdom's historic symbol. A team of experts at the Royal Mint then turns these two-dimensional drawings into three-dimensional models. Once the models are perfect, they are used to create the dies. Dies are the hardened steel stamps that will strike the coins. Think of them as very, very strong cookie cutters. They have to be incredibly detailed and durable because they will strike thousands of coins. The coin itself is made from a special metal alloy. It's a mix of copper, zinc, and nickel, which gives it that distinctive golden colour. This alloy is also tough, which is why these coins can last for decades out in the real world, jingling around in pockets and cash registers without falling apart. The actual striking process is where the magic happens. Blank, unmarked metal discs, called planchets, are fed into a high-speed coining press. The two dies, one for the Queen's head and one for the three lions, come together and strike the planchet with immense force. In that split second, the images are stamped onto both sides of the coin. At the same time, a collar around the planchet creates the reeded edge and stamps in the edge inscription. For the 1997 pound coin, the edge reads Decus et tutemen, a Latin phrase meaning an ornament and a safeguard. After being struck, the coins are inspected for quality. Any coins with errors are removed and melted down. The perfect ones are counted, bagged, and shipped off to banks across the country, ready to enter circulation. In 1997, the Royal Mint produced over 289 million of these three lions pound coins. That sounds like a lot, and it is. They were made to be used every single day by millions of people. Each coin was a small, mass-produced piece of art, a miniature metal sculpture celebrating English heritage and ready for its journey. Now, we get to the part everyone loves. Is this coin worth more than £1? Most of the time, the answer is no. With over 289 million made, the standard 1997 Three Lions coin is very common. You can find them in old coin jars all over the UK. For a regular circulated coin, it's generally worth its face value, £1. But in the world of collectibles, there are always exceptions. The story gets interesting when you start looking for coins that are a little different, the ones that are in pristine condition or have a rare mistake. That's where the real value is. The key to value is always rarity and condition. A coin that was never circulated, one that looks as fresh as the day it was minted, is called an uncirculated coin. Collectors will pay a bit more for these, maybe a few dollars, because they are perfect specimens. The Royal Mint also sold special collector versions. They made brilliant uncirculated versions sold in presentation packs. Even better, they created proof versions. These are the highest quality coins, struck multiple times for a flawless mirror-like finish. A 1997 proof Three Lions pound coin can be worth a decent amount more to a serious collector. But here's a story that really gets coin hunters excited. In 2017, the UK introduced a new 12-sided pound coin and announced they were getting rid of the old round ones. Suddenly, everyone was checking their change, looking for rare designs before they disappeared forever. The 1997 Three Lions coin became a piece of history overnight. It was no longer just a coin. It was a relic of a bygone era of currency. This renewed interest meant that people started saving them, and collectors became even more eager to complete their sets of the old round pounds. So, while your average 1997 pound coin won't make you rich, it's a fantastic piece of history to own. It tells the story of a nation, from its medieval kings to its modern currency system. It's a tribute to Queen Elizabeth II and the long, proud history of England, and you never know. Every once in a while, an error coin, one with a mistake from the minting process, will surface, and those can be incredibly valuable. So always check your change. You might just have a small piece of treasure in your pocket. You never know what's going to come through that door.